Hi, my name is Feline, and today's practice is a grounding plan. The theme is the beauty of trees. Please come down to your mat in an easy pose. We're going to encourage the body and thoughts to be balanced. Our awareness of staying rooted and grounded is going to be focused on the 8 limbs of yoga. In the 8 limbs of yoga, this can be described as dharana, developing the powers of concentration through posture, breath control, and withdrawal of the senses. As we're moving through class, focus your attention to your body. Where are you feeling each pose? How is your breath? Where do you feel the breath? You can be aware of your thoughts, but you can also bring focus back to the body and breath. Think about your intention for your practice. While we have a grounding theme, your intention is your own. It can be as simple as wellness or balance, or it can be something deeper. Let's start our practice by closing your eyes, drawing into your senses, and the awareness of your breath. Sit tall, shoulders over hips. With your eyes closed, visualize roots from your sit bones into the ground like a tree. Put your hands in Diani Mudra. Diani Mudra is performed by resting the right hand on top of the left hand with the palms facing up and the thumbs slightly lifted so that the tips touch one another. You want to have gentle engagement in the pelvic floor. Keep your core muscles engaged as well. We're going to take some nice deep breaths. A deep inhale followed by a deep exhale. Let it all out. Focus on your breathing. Our next pose is going to be a seated torso circles. We're going to keep our hips firmly planted. We're going to take our shoulders and rotate to the right in a clockwise motion for a set of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We come back to neutral. We're going to take it counterclockwise for a set of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So from here, we're going to crisscross our legs the other way to give our grounding. some balance on the other side. Our next pose is going to be a gentle side neck stretch. We'll start by taking an inhale, hand over the top of your head, gently press on the left side of the head towards your right. Take a couple of deep breaths here. You release that side. We're going to take our left hand, inhale, stretch it overhead, gently rest it on the side, right side of your head. Tilt your head to the left for a gentle neck stretch. 3 nice deep breaths on this side. Release. The next pose we're going to do is a revolved easy pose. So we will start by a nice inhale. Bring your arms overhead. As you exhale, twist your torso to the left, keeping your hips stable. Place your right hand on your left knee. Place your left hand on the floor behind you. If it's comfortable in your body, gaze to your left hand behind you. A nice deep breaths here. Focus on your breathing. And take a nice deep inhale and lift our arms high. On our exhale, this time we're going to twist to the right. Left hand on right knee. Right hand, palm down on the floor behind you. If it works for your body, gaze over your right shoulder towards your right hand. Focus on your breathing. Nice deep breaths here. Release back to neutral. We're going to come on all four into a tabletop pose. You want your hands directly under your shoulders. You want your knees firmly planted directly into your hips. We're going to inhale, plant the right hand, reach into the sky with the left hand, and we're going to thread the needle in between the right hand and the right knee. We're going to let that left shoulder come down to the mat. Gently rest your head on the mat. Bring your right arm to the front of the mat, extend it as far as is comfortable. And we're going to take a few deep breaths here, threading the needle. Focus on your breath. We come back up to neutral. We're going to plant the left hand. We're going to take a nice big inhale. Draw the right hand up in the air. And we're going to thread the needle in between the left hand and the left knee. Put your right shoulder on the floor. Rest your head, your right ear down extend the left hand towards the top of your mat. You're going to notice a little bit of a different sensation on one side as compared to the other in most of these poses, and that is completely normal. We're practicing to achieve balance, but sometimes the body is more flexible or more strong on one side than it is the other. Focus on your breath. And then raise back up into your neutral position. Okay, so back into an easy seated pose. We're going to gently, with hands on either side of the body, fingertips to the floor. We're going to lean back with our palms down, but the fingertips facing our hips. We're going to roll the shoulders back. We're going to exhale and walk the fingertips to behind us with our palms on the ground. And we're going to inhale and gaze to the sky. Take some nice deep breaths. Inhale. Focus on your breath. Nice deep inhale. Last one. Okay. So we're going to come back to neutral. And this time, we're going to come into a seated butterfly. So we are going to take the soles of the feet together in front of us. Do what is comfortable for your body. Sit up tall. Plant your sits bones firmly. Sit up tall. If it's more comfortable to move your feet away from the body, you want a deeper stretch, you can pull them in a little bit tighter to the body. But we're going to gently hold on to the feet while we add some movement through the knees. And this is called a seated butterfly pose. We're mimicking butterfly wings. Sometimes you see butterflies in the trees. This is a nice hip stretch. Create some space in your hips. So our next pose is going to be a windmill pose. So we're going to bring your feet, soles down in front of you, knees bent. You lean back just a little bit on your hands, not too much, but you want to create some space for your legs because we're going to windshield wiper. This is called the windshield wiper pose. You can go right to the left. Just windshield wiper your knees. Create some movement in your lower body. Okay, so from here, our next pose is going to be a toe squat. So for toe squat, We're going to make your way to kneeling, thighs together. We're going to rest your hands on your knees. We're going to inhale, and we're going to tuck the toes. If it helps, you can sit up on a block for modification. So I'm inhaling, tucking the toes. Give myself just a little bit of support with a block. Our toes are rooting into the ground. It's a lovely stretch for the toes and arches of the feet. Inhale, sit tall. Roll your shoulders back and down. Exhale. If it's too much, you can release the toes and kneel up. You could also place a blanket under the knees if your knees are sensitive. Whatever is more comfortable for your body. You can take a big exhale out of your mouth wide for lion's breath to release any tension or agitation from the pose if it's a little much for your toes. You can open your mouth wide, stick out your tongue, and stretch it down towards your chin. Exhale forcefully, carrying the breath across the root of your tongue. While exhaling, make a ha sound that comes from deep within your abdomen. And then breathe normally for a few minutes. We're going to give it a try. Ha. So from here, we're going to go into a three-legged downward dog, but it's going to be a tiger curl pose. So we're going to come up into our dog, downward dog. You want your hands firmly planted in the ground, feet firmly planted. You want your shoulder blades together. We pedal our legs just a little bit to create some space. Settle into our dog. We're going to extend the right leg straight behind us. We're going to exhale. We're going to draw the right knee in towards our nose. Exhale. Shoot the leg back up. Inhale. Exhale in. Inhale. Leg up. Exhale in to the nose. Inhale. Shoot the leg back up. Back down to the mat. And balance it out on the other side. Inhale, leg out. Exhale. Bring it in. Inhale. Exhale. Knee to nose. Inhale. Exhale. Knee to nose. From here, you can come back into a neutral spot on your mat. Set up for your next pose. This is going to be an ankle rotation. We're going to sit on our mat. Extend our feet out in front of us. We're going to start by pulling the right toes in. Extend the left toes, and then we're going to alternate. Extend, point flex, opposite feet. Point flex, opposite feet. Point flex. point flex. Point flex. Okay. Our next pose is going to be a low lunge, hands to the knee. So we are going to bring our left foot towards the front of the mat. We're going to come into a low lunge, bring our right knee behind us. If your knees are sensitive, you're welcome to put a blanket or a towel to provide some extra support. We're going to sit tall. Rest your hands on your left knee. Sit tall. You want your spine straight, legs supported, muscles engaged in your legs, and focus on your breath. Now from there, we're going to come back on that right knee. We're going to straighten out the front leg. With that foot flexed, we're going to exhale. And inhale back into that back leg with the foot straight. You put a block under the hands. So you want your left leg extended in front of you, supporting your hands on the block, and then you're kneeling on your right leg. We're going to take a few deep breaths here. All right, so we're going to do this on the other side. Take the left leg to the mat. Plant your left knee into the ground. Take your right knee out in front into a low lunge. So we're going to practice this on the other side for balance. Feel the strength in your legs as you keep your body elongated. Rest your hands on your right knee. Nice deep breaths here. Now we're going to plant that left knee. We're going to extend that right leg straight, foot flexed. Come down to the block for support. And we're going to gently lean into the right leg for a deeper stretch. You want to feel sensation, but we don't want injury. We want energy. A few more nice breaths. Focus on your breathing. We melt into this stretch. All right. Now we are going to come into Tadasana. into mountain pose. Nice and tall. And we are going to do an upward forward fold with hands on the shins. All right. So we are going to inhale, hands over the head, swan dive down with a flat back. We're going to touch the ground with our hands, or as far as you can get to the ground, with a flat back. We're going to take a couple of breaths. We're going to slightly bend the knees, and we're going to come into a forward fold. You touch the back of your shins, grab your ankles, rest your torso and your thighs. If you want a deeper stretch, you can straighten the knees a little bit. If that's a little intense, you can go back into a gentle bend in the knees. And we're going to go back into a half lift. Straighten the back, straighten the knees. Extend your back into a straight line all the way through the crown of the head. And then back up into Tadasana. We have our feet grounded in the ground just like a tree. A couple of deep breaths. Nice deep breaths. We're going to take the arms behind us. Feet about hip width apart. Clasp your hands. We're going to clasp our hands, pull our shoulders, roll our shoulders back, move them around a little bit to get them nice and flexible. And we're going to gently bend over and bring the hands as far as you can with a flat back, as far as you can for sensation, but no discomfort. Gently come back up. We're going to go into a wide-legged forward fold by bringing our feet a little bit wider than hip width apart. And we're going to take a deep inhale. And we're going to go straight over. Touch the ground. If you need to have a block for extra support, you can put your hands on the block for support. Or for a deeper stretch, put your hands on the ground. Try to rest your head on the block. Whatever works best for your practice. Or you can just simply give yourself a little bit of extra support with your hands on the ground. From here, we're going to put our feet into warrior pose. So you're going to take your left foot, you're going to point it towards the front of your mat. You're going to bend at the left knee, that left knee tracking over the left ankle. Right leg is extended behind you. with the right foot pointed to the upper right-hand corner of your mat. We're going to take a deep inhale, and as we exhale, we're going to come into Warrior Two. Arms should be tracking directly in front, directly in behind. Your gaze should be over your forward hand, your drishti or your gaze. We're going to take a couple of deep breaths here. From Warrior Two, you're going to reach your right hand down the back of your right leg. You're going to bring your left hand overhead into Reverse Warrior. You should feel a nice stretch in your side body as you reach over. You can gently reach as far as is comfortable down your back leg. Your left leg or left knee should still be tracking over your left ankle. We're going to take the left elbow, rest it on the left thigh. We're going to bring the right arm into a straight line in alignment with your back leg. This is extended side angle. From here, we're going to take the extended arm behind us. Take the extended arm in front of us and make prayer hands. We're going to go back into a neutral position. Switch to the other side. And we're going to go to the other side. So we're going to take the right foot towards the front of the mat. We're going to track the right knee over the right ankle. Left foot gets extended behind us. You want your left foot angled off to the top left corner of the mat. We're going to take a nice big inhale. So exhale, we're going to come into Warrior Two on the other side. Arms directly in front and behind. You want your drishti or your gaze over your right hand. Bring your shoulders down. Core engaged. Focus on your breath. You want your leg muscles engaged. Feel the power rooting up from the ground as you focus on your breath. We're going to track our left hand down our left thigh. Bring the right arm overhead into our Reverse Warrior. Nice deep stretch. Feel the sensation. We're going to bring the right elbow down to the right knee. We're going to bring the left hand extended in a straight line along with the left leg. This is side angle. We're going to bring the hands together into prayer. Gentle pressure on the hands. And then we're going to come back in to Tadasana or Mountain Pose. Hands back into Namaste. Shoulders relax. Shoulders back. Nice deep breath. We're going to set up for our next pose, which is plank. So we are doing a plank pose, four-limb staff pose flow. All right, so from here, we're We're going to come down to our mat, into plank. Plant your arms towards the front. Plant your feet towards the back. You want your body in a straight line. For extra support, you can bring your knees down to a half plank. And we are going to inhale up, exhale into Chaturanga. We're going to go from Chaturanga into Cobra Pose by tightening the muscles in our back, planting our hands just outside our shoulders in the mat, and pressing up gently with our arms into Cobra. And then back down. So from plank, we're going to push back up into downward dog. And we are going to do a 3-legged downward dog into the tiger curl pose. Do a flow a couple of times on each side. So exhale, right leg out behind you. Inhale, exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, exhale, knee to nose. Back to downward dog. Exhale, left leg behind you. Inhale, exhale, knee to nose. 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 Inhale. Back into downward dog. Pedal the legs a little bit. Down into tabletop. Okay, so here we're going to do a cat-cow. We are going to inhale and sink our abdomen down towards the mat into a cow pose. We're going to exhale into cat. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat. From here, we're going to come to Tadasana, and we're going to do a dangling pose. So, from Tadasana, inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold. But we're going to just cross our arms and just dangle a little bit. Just let your head be loose, let your torso be loose. Keep your legs engaged. Keep them nice and grounded. But the torso, the arms, and the shoulders should all be loose. I'm going to dangle for just a few more breaths. So we're going to come out of our dangle. I'm going to go straight into chair. So for chair pose, you want your feet approximately hip width apart, knees slightly bent as though you're going to sit in a chair, arms straight overhead, but at somewhat of an angle so that they're in line with your back, with your spine. You want your head straight. core muscles engaged. Focus on your breathing. We're going to extend back up into mountain pose. A few more deep breaths here. In mountain, plant our feet like the roots of a tree as we focus on our breathing. So our next pose is going to be a standing wind release pose. So we're going to inhale, standing tall, shoulders down, and we're going to exhale, grounding down through the left leg. We're going to inhale, and we're going to take the right knee up and hug it into the chest. Take hold of the shin and exhale. We're going to inhale. We're going to slowly rotate the right leg out to the side like a tree limb. Holding the right knee with the right hand, left hand on the hips, and gaze over the left shoulder. Focus your eyes on one spot. Breathe to help balance. Inhale, back to center. So from Tadasana, we're going to take the wind release pose on the other side. So we're going to inhale, bring the left knee up, hold on to the left knee, get your balance, bring the left knee, left knee out to the side in the limb pose, right hand on the hip, another couple of breaths. Gaze over your right shoulder. Release back down. So now we're going to practice tree pose. So for tree pose, we're going to pretend like our feet have roots. They're planted firmly in the ground. We leave the left foot planted while we take the right foot and bring it either to the inside of the left shin. You can bring it to the inside of the left knee. If you want a deeper stretch, you can bring it to the inside of your left thigh. You focus your eyes on one point. You can extend your hands like limbs to help with balance. You can bring them overhead, down into prayer pose. After a couple of rounds of focusing on your breath to release, you just loosen up your bent leg, plant it in the ground. So now we're going to root our right leg into the ground and do our tree pose on the other side. So you can either take the left sole of the foot in at the calf, you can take it up to the knee, you can take it up to the thigh. Focus on one spot. It helps with your balance. You can put your hands out to help with balance like a tree limb. Bring your hands over your head. Bring your hands to your heart center. When you're ready, release your bent leg back to the ground into Tadasana. So that was tree pose. From here, we're going to go into warrior three. So we will start with warrior three by center yourself about in the middle of your mat. You want your legs about hip width apart. You want to firmly plant your right foot in the ground as you slowly extend your left leg back and keep it straight. As you do, you're going to reach your right hands straight out in front of you into a warrior three. Focus on one focal point. If you find yourself losing your balance, it's perfectly fine to grab a block for support while you're getting up on your leg. You want to keep your torso, your hips, in line. You don't want any rotation in that standing leg. So if your balance is good and your core is strong, and you want to extend both hands into warrior, do so. If you need block for support to keep your alignment, do whatever works for your body. This is your practice. Okay. Come out of that. I'm just going to stand back up in mountain. Take a nice deep breath. Hands down to heart center. We're going to take this on the other side. We're going to plant the left leg. We're going to bring the right leg extended straight out behind us. You want your grounded leg strong and supporting. Extended leg straight behind you. You can extend one arm or both. If you struggle with balance, it's fine. Put a block down. One of them. And it's okay if you come off balance. Just slowly come back up. Focus on your focal point. Come back into it. Planted leg strong. Extended leg strong behind you. Arms in front of you. That's warrior three. Come out of warrior three. Just you can come back up into mountain pose. Take a few breaths in Tadasana. And now we are going to do a standing swan dive pose flow. So you'll want to come to the front of your mat in Tadasana. And we're going to come up. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, swan dive down. Arms to the side, back straight. Reach all the way down. Grab your ankles. You can bend your knees slightly for your forward fold. Straighten your knees, straighten your back in a halfway lift. Inhale, arms back up. Exhale, swan dive down. Arms out to the side. And then all the way down into our forward fold. Grab your ankles. Bend your knees slightly. Now we're going to exhale into a halfway lift. Back straight, knee straight. Back up into Tadasana. One more time. Inhale, hands overhead. Exhale, swan dive. Arms still extended. All the way down into a forward fold. Exhale, straighten the back, straighten the legs, halfway lift. Plant your hands, step back into plank. You can either drop down into Chaturanga from a full plank, or you can support to a half plank. Lower down into Chaturanga. Inhale, plant your hands to each side of your shoulders. Ever so gently push up into Cobra. Come out of Cobra. Bring your hips back towards your ankles into Child's Pose. Take a few deep breaths here. From Child's Pose, come into an easy seat. We're going to cross our legs in a fire log position. So we're going to take one leg underneath, bent with the knee pointed straight in front of us. Take the other leg on top, with the other knee stacked directly over the top of the bottom knee, into fire log, and we're going to practice cow face pose. So from here, you're going to take a deep inhale, bring your right arm over, reach your right hand to the middle of your shoulder blades, take your left hand under, and reach up. If you can touch your fingers and clasp, do so. If you have more flexibility and you can reach up and grab the wrist, you can do that. If the flexibility is less here, you can take a towel or a strap and you can grab each end of the towel or strap to give yourself that sensation of that pressure of your arms being able to hold on to each other, give that resistance to each other. Take a few more breaths here. We're going to release. And we're going to take the top leg. And we're going to swap it to the bottom. We'll take the bottom leg. We're going to bend it over the top. Knees still facing towards the front of the room. Sit bones firmly planted. This time we're going to take an inhale and bring the left hand over. And we're going to take the right hand and reach it around. Now this is one of those poses where you will notice if there is a difference in one side of the body or the other, it generally shows itself very well in the cow face pose. Whatever your dominant arm is going to have more strength than flexibility. So again, if you can touch the fingers, clasp them, or grab the wrist, If you have difficulty touching the fingers or clasping, you can use a towel or a strap. Just reach as far as you can, whatever's comfortable for your body. Okay, so we're going to come out of cow face pose. And our next pose is going to be bridge pose. So to come in bridge, lay down on your mat. Soles of your feet about hip width apart on the mat, just a little bit extended from your hips. You want your torso planted firmly on the mat, shoulders planted firmly on the mat. And what we're going to do is we are going to inhale, bring the arms over the head, and we're going to exhale. When we exhale, we're going to lift our hips. So as we exhale, bring the arms down to the mat, lift the hips. Inhale, arms overhead, hips down. Exhale, hands to the mat, lift up the hips. As high as is comfortable. Inhale, arms overhead, hips down. Exhale, hips up, arms down. You should feel grounded through your feet and through your shoulders. Inhale, arms up, hips down. Exhale, hips up, arms down. Come gently back down to your mat. The next pose is going to be a supine spinal twist with knees pointing up to the sky. We're going to take the arms out side to side or cactus in line with the shoulders. So with your arms side to side or in a cactus pose, you're going to have them out side to side, directly in line with your shoulders. And you're going to gently twist your torso to drop your knees to the right. I'm going to stay here for a few breaths. And you're going to exhale, bring your knees to the center. Inhale, twist to the left. A few more breaths. Just take a couple more rounds of this. Inhale to the center. Exhale to the right. Focus on your breathing, a few extra breaths. Inhale to the center. Exhale to the left. Inhale to the center. Exhale to the right. A few more breaths. Inhale to the center. Exhale to the left. Inhale, back to neutral. Our next pose is going to be legs up the wall pose. So for this, you'll want to find a wall and either place a mat or a blanket right at the base of the wall for comfort. And it will also help you get in a position. And we're going to get your sits bones as close to the wall as you possibly can. So that we can get your legs up the wall. You can scoot a little bit over, your legs to the side, and then scoot your body a little closer once you get over there so that your legs extend straight up the wall. Now, with your legs up the wall, we're going to put our palms facing down to receive energy from the earth. This pose helps the body to relax and switch into the parasympathetic nervous system. It improves circulation. It increases immune responses. It removes toxins. And it helps with lymphatic drainage. We're going to stay here for about a minute. So we're going to come down gently by bending the knees. And tuck a little bit and roll to the side. Come out of the pose a little more gently. And we're going to come to our mat and lay down. And we are going to do a full body stretch. So we're going to lay down. On our mat. Hips firmly on the mat, shoulders firmly on the mat. core engaged, and we are going to reach as far as we can overhead, and we're going to stretch our legs as far as we can towards the bottom of the mat. We're going to take a couple of deep breaths here. Nice big stretch. Stretch everything. Now, we're going to come out of our stretch into Savasana, or corpse pose. So for Savasana, if you have a blanket handy, might help with the relaxation. Sometimes our bodies cool down quite a bit when we do a relaxing pose. You want your shoulders firmly planted on the mat, as well as your hips. Your feet and legs should be completely relaxed. You can even let your feet kind of flop a little bit to the sides if you like. Your arms should be completely relaxed. Focus on your breathing. Be aware of your breath. Be aware of the sensations in your body. Be aware of your energy. I'm going to be completely relaxed. I'm going to lay here for a few more minutes. Just relax and focus on your breathing. So come out of Savasana. You can gently start moving your fingers and toes. Maybe move your head a little bit side to side. Move your legs a little bit side to side. Gently come over onto your side. Lay here for just a second. Take a few more breaths. Gently push back up into a half lotus. Think back to the beginning of class and of your intention. Bring awareness back to the body and thoughts. Are you feeling more balanced and grounded? Take this feeling away with you and into your day. A quote from Paulo Coelho can be applied to your yoga practice and your journey in life. In a forest full of hundreds of trees, no two tree leaves are alike. No two journeys along the same path are alike. Our theme was the beauty of trees with a grounding practice. The divine in me sees and honors the divine in you. We'll take our hands above our head, bring them down to heart center. Give a nice bow. Namaste. Be well.